Today we're going to look at Procreate and how to make layers and color changes and other stuff. Draw Daffy Duck. Now, you start off with one layer. I added two more. We're going to start drawing on the first layer. And let's pick a brush to draw with. Let's go to the sketching, and I like the 6B, and I usually have it at a pretty thick standard there. So we start drawing Daffy with his head, the elongated oval ellipse, a little flat on top. That's just the way I do him. You could look at his model sheet and interpret it a whole different way. So he's more or less smiling and talking in this pose. And I'm just roughing in with long strokes here. His face, his beak, and put in his neck there with the band on it. Now let's switch to making the opacity on this go down, and you do that by clicking on the layer and then clicking the N. And now let's click on the top, the next layer above it, and go to a black pen. And now let's start tying it down a little bit. And here I'm just going over the lines I just made. These are not the final lines. As you can see, cats like to watch people draw and animate. This is Dash. He just wants to hang around my hand moving around on the table. So let's do the best we can with the cat there. Now let's put in his mouth, beak, the other side of the beak, and darkening in all the lines. Darkening in his, oh, thank you, kitty. Let's try again. Oh, thanks again, kitty. Let's try again. Darkening in the mouth there. Now, after we do this and tie it down and we kind of like what we've done, let us go back to the layers, and we're going to do the next cleanup on layer 3. But on layer 2, let's take the opacity down, sliding this over. You click on the N and then you slide the opacity line over. Let's make the bottom layer disappear. That was what we drew in blue pen. And we're going to go to an inking tool this time. And I left it on the technical pen. So the technical pen draws a little smoother than the pencil. It just depends on what kind of line you need for your production, your show, your movie. A little bit heavier on the top of the eyeball. And I'm using sketchy type of technique here to make these lines. Thank you, kitty. And when you do that, you have to go over the line 2 or 3 times just to smooth it out. Other side of the beak. And I use a lot of sweeping lines. I didn't like that line, so I took it out with the go back tool. A lot of sweeping lines to make the beak. Top of the beak is the most fun. Everybody has most fun. Thank you, kitty. Has the most fun doing the top of the beak.